Stadium. We were talking on the way up in the elevator. It's big to get lost in, bigger than Heisey Park. It's probably got to be a dream come true for coaches and players alike.
Yes, it is. It really is. Just to sit here and look down on the field and see our team getting down there ready to play a football game, and think how many great teams and coaches in the past have played there. It's quite an experience, that's for sure. Very emotional.
Now, you came down here yesterday after the big send-off at 12:30 at the church across the street there. Can you give me a brief overview of what happened with the team last night and the schedule you kind of went through?
Had a tremendous send-off from the Galion from the city yesterday. It was really fantastic. I know I get goosebumps. The first time I ever got goosebumps at a send-off. They had signs all the way to Mount Gilead. It was unreal. And we got down here, we watched Newark Catholic play in a playoff game. We watched that game, then we went over to the North facility and had a practice. After that, we went back to the hotel and changed clothes and went out for dinner. Had a real nice dinner. Went back in their rooms, and all the coaches stayed with their starters, and it was a good evening. It was a good time. Boys were ready to play.
Now, let's go over a little bit what's going to be in the game this afternoon. Youngstown Mooney, I know, is big.
Oh, they're real big. You'll see here when you get into this game. It's unbelievable how good they are. Our boys are going to have to have a gutty performance to stay with them. You know, we just have to use our quickness and our finesse to the best of our ability if we're going to stay with them.
And as far as another thing we talked about earlier in the week is pace of the game, keeping the offense on the field and controlling the tempo.
Oh, absolutely. Their offense is unbelievable. If their offense goes on the field a bunch, they're going to score points. There's no question about that. So our offense has got to do the job today. We got to stay out there. We got to be patient. We got to play ball control, and we got to score. And we know that. And so it just, you know, you're here, and you got to be careful you don't get too tight and do the kind of things you've done all year long, and hope things fall into place.
Coach, good luck, and congratulations on making it all the way to the state championship game.
Okay, Jay, thank you very much.
We'll have more of the post-game show in just a moment.
There you see the picture of Ohio Stadium, where in just a few minutes, the Galion Tigers will be meeting Cardinal Mooney of Youngstown. As you see on the north end of the stadium, the huge flag that will be raised here momentarily. We want to tell you that the Galion Tigers have lost the flip of the coin. Mooney will receive, and they will be up at the north end of the field where you see the flag right now. Galion will be kicking off. There is little, if any, wind down on the field right now. And the flag will be going up momentarily, and as we say, we're just a few minutes away from the start of the kickoff of today's game. And Jay, I know you're excited about it, and I'm looking for a real good game. The only thing I can say right now is I hope it's not a blowout either way.
That's correct. And I think that it's going to be close, especially if Galion should come out to be the winner in the game. That's just my gut feeling going into the game. Galion's going to have to utilize their quickness against Mooney's size, and the artificial turf that Galion has played on now for the third time is going to be to their advantage. I don't know how many times Mooney has played on the turf coming through the playoffs, but I'm sure they're no stranger to it, being the perennial football power that Mooney High School is. So we're going to see that quickness against the size.
Okay, there you see an ROTC unit from Ohio State University. They will be presenting the colors also, and they'll be marching it down to the north end of the field, and the Youngstown Cardinal Mooney Band will be playing the national anthem. The officials are out on the field. The two teams are still in the dressing room, and all of Galion and all of Crawford County and surrounding area has got to be down here today. There can be no one at home. They're across the way. We're looking right into the Galion fans, and it is almost like just before the kickoff of an Ohio State game. It's unbelievable. We're about 7 minutes away from the kickoff, and we'll have the flag raising and the national anthem right after these messages. It's a little hard to tell how evenly matched these two teams are going to be. You can look at all the statistics and all the things that go into a game, but until they get out on the field, about the only thing that you can really say here is Galion is a quick team. Mooney is bigger. There's no question about them being bigger than Galion, but a lot of times quickness and on a carpet like this, Jay, can mean an awful lot.
Well, you know, I've gone into each playoff game thinking, well, this week Galion's meeting their match. And each week, they've either come from behind or, in the case of Avon Lake, taken the lead and held it throughout the game. And so as far as this game is concerned, no matter what you say about how big Mooney is or how perennial they are each year after year in high school football, this is going to be the last game, and there could be anything happen. Anything happened in the 3 weeks previous to the playoffs, and anything can happen here this afternoon.
Now here is our national anthem as presented by the Cardinal Mooney Band. between Galion and Mooney in the Division II championships. And the two teams are about ready to come out on the field. I see the Galion Tigers across the way coming out of where normally the Ohio State Buckeyes come out. They will be on the east side of Ohio Stadium. Cardinal Mooney will be on the other. Here come the Galion Tigers. Listen. Cheering that you're going to hear will be from across the way and the Galion Tigers, and their kickoff team will come out on the field. And they started on the north end. Now they go down to the south end of the field where they'll be kicking off. And a lot of times I know a lot of coaches would, in a lot of cases I've seen coaches, when they win the flip, will let their defense go out on the field first. So this can't be all bad for Galion in the fact that they have lost the toss.
Now this is true, and we'll just have to wait and see what they can do with things out there in this first possession. And it's going to be a matter, I think, as Coach Owen said all this week, of game control, pace control, and controlling the ball and keeping his offense out on the field as much as possible. I think that's going to be a big factor in the game for the Tigers.
All right, the Cardinal Mooney will be coming out. They are, of course, the Cardinals, and they have the St. Louis Cardinals white helmets with the Redbirds on. Going back deep in the middle will be number 21, and that is Devlin Culliver. He'll be in the middle, and the Tigers will now wait for the official to come out with the ball, and Johnson will wait for them to hand the ball to him. So I could just imagine what's going through the minds of these young men down on the field right now. Not an opportunity that's presented to too many people ever in history, and to be in front of a crowd like this and in a stadium with this much tradition. Somehow they've got to get their mind on the game and wait for that first hit. So the Tigers deploy. And Carl Johnson says he's ready. Devlin Culliver is back deep in the middle. There's the kick, and it's coming up to the short man. He takes it at the 20, 25, 30, and he's hit and driven down at the 35-yard line. Number 34 was the ball carrier, Pat Delahunty, and he brings it from the 20, and they'll mark it at the 35, 15-yard return on the kickoff.
My heart started to shake a little bit there, Doyle. I saw him make that cut around the sideline there, and had he not slipped on the carpet, he might have had a lot more yards than he had.
All right, here they come out. They use a standard I formation with three backs behind the quarterback. Here's a pitch to the deep tailback, finds a hole. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Devlin Culliver was the ball carrier, picked up 5 yards to the 40. Bill Price was in on the tackle. Also, Lloyd got a hand in there. Again, this is what they call a straight I formation. This is the way it was originally conceived, with the fullback directly behind. Now they give off to the middleman, and he is hit, Delahunty, and dropped after a pickup of about 2 yards or 3. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 42.5-yard line, so we'll mark it at the 43.
Good.
Bill Price made the tackle, and number 34, the ball carrier Delahunty, has lost his shoe.
It's a good second effort by Delahunty, because it was second hit by the linebackers, J.R. Eiler, and Ron Lloyd also coming in there on the second hit to finally bring him down.
3rd down and 3. Now they send a wide receiver out. It'll be number 80. Here's a fake, and the option is pitched out to the option man, and he's driven out of bounds, and he'll be driven out short of the first down. A good coverage on the option play. Let's take a look at this.
Galion in the game against Avon Lake a week ago, but they covered it well here. But you saw a good quarterback, Mark Polini, who
So it was enough for the first down. So it'll be first down and 10 at the 46.5-yard line. Again, the straight stacked I formation. Here's the option. Quarterback keeps it. He's hit by Bill Price up as he hits to the 50-yard line, and Bill Price finally got a chance to do his dance. Pick up on the play of 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7 for Cardinal Mooney, who had the first down of the ball game. Here comes Cardinal Mooney again with the upbacks. Delahunty, Culliver, Spencer. Give, pitch back to tailback, trying to find a room, and he's hit and driven down from behind. Devlin Culliver. Young in there on the tackle, also number 64 for the Tigers, Chris Barnett. So it'll be third down and about 3.5, 4 yards to go. Big third down again. Let's see if they go to the option.
Also on the tackle, number 64, Chris Barnett.
9:21 to go. We're in the first period, Division II championship. Barnett over the ball, and their center. Straight I formation again, and the keeper by the quarterback. He has enough for the first down. It's going to be awfully close, as Pelini, the quarterback, was looking for a hole, but good coverage over there by Todd Eagle. Also, Jerry Gresselot was over there on coverage. And it says first down. The official looks at it, says first and 10. First down, 10 to go for Mooney, as they've been working the option very well, and that's what their coach told us, Donald Bucci, that they do so well. Spencer is the back right behind the quarterback. Back to pass, left-handed passer being pursued. Now lets it loose, and it is incomplete. And good pressure on the passer. J.R. Eiler in there on coverage, making pursuit.
Now this is something that happened last week. You can see it. J.R. Eiler getting defensive pressure in the face of the quarterback. It was something that went good against Cincinnati Green Hills last week in the state semifinal, and it appeared to cause Mooney some trouble again here on this play.
All right, here we go. It's again a straight I formation. Spencer the up back. Delahunty is the middleman, and Culliver is the back. And it goes to Delahunty, and he is hit and goes nowhere. May have gotten a yard on the play.
Todd Eagle and Chris Barnett quickly there to make a stop.
There you see the sea of orange represents the Galion Tigers fans, and believe me, folks, they have you look at it and you don't believe it's there. You just don't believe there's that many people in Crawford County, let alone Galion. There's the Cardinal Mooney huddle.
Mooney's taken up about 3 minutes now in this drive, and they have yet to get 40 or 50 yards.
Third down and 8. This is their first third and long situation. Back goes Pelini. Caught in the flat, and good coverage, and dropped by Rex Ritter was Culliver, who was the tailback, who went out of the backfield and just went down onto the post pattern and got it in the flats between the linebackers and the safety. But Rex Ritter was over there for coverage, so it'll be fourth down. And there was, well, let's see, are they going to mark it fourth and about 4, the scoreboard says. Jim Spencer sets out wide to the left side for the Cardinal Mooney as they go for it on 4th and 4.
Crowd getting up.
Option. Pelini tries to flip it, then does at the last minute, and enough for the first down is Devlin Culliver, and he waited till absolutely the last minute. What a play.
Tony De Niro finally brought him down. Had it not meant for him, and a clear shot along the sideline for the goal line.
Let's take a look at that and wait and just watch how late he waited till pitch it out.
There's the wait, and De Niro brings him down.
He actually forward lateral at that ball. Okay, here's a straight I formation. First down and 10. The ball is on the 28-yard line. There's the give. to Culliver up the middle, and he gets nowhere.
Bill Price undercut him. Ron Lloyd fell on him, and it was a quick hit in the line of scrimmage.
Defensive play by Bill Price and Ron Lloyd.
Pick up at the half a yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 9. 6:46. Galion has not had their hands on the ball yet offensively. Play coming in with Jim Spencer from the sidelines. And then he sets out as the wide receiver, way out, about 20 yards out on the left side, on the far side of the field. Backs are in the eye. Pelini fakes, gives to the tailback. He's hit and then gets to the 35. Bill Price made the first contact.
Rex Ritter hit him again and brought him down at the 25.
He's stopped by Tony De Niro at number 66, Bill Price.
Let's take a look at that play as Bill Price got a hand on him first, and then De Niro covers him, and they just picked up short yardage. 3rd down and about 7. Again, I formation. This time the wide receiver is out. Pelini back to pass, looking over the middle, being pursued. Now lets it loose, and it is incomplete. Great coverage over there. Terrific coverage by Tim Yunker.
And I tell you what, that pass was very well thrown. A nice spiral, nice hook up through the air. But unfortunately, it was thrown into a crowd for Mooney. Unfortunately for Mooney, that is. Now watch how that pass spirals through the air. As I said, thrown into a crowd, 2-on-1. It's hard to catch a pass in that situation.
So now they're going to try a field goal, and it'll be a 47-yard attempt. Now, I was watching him before the game, and he was kicking them from that distance.
Is that right?
That's right. Pat Nelson will attempt it from the 37. It will be a 47-yarder if it's good. Here's the kick. It is got the distance, and it is off to the right. Had the distance, but off to the right. No good. So the Galion Tigers will have the first crack at the ball offensively. The fans are on their feet, and we'll be back at it. All right, back to pass is Carl Johnson as he rolls out to the right, being pursued. Caught in the flat. Pass complete for 9 yards. Mike Smith was the receiver, and he gets it at the 29-yard line as Galion puts it in play quickly. So they, Carl Johnson, they go to the pass for the right off the bat, 2nd down and 1.
Galion offensively off to a quick start here on this play with 9-yard pickup.
Wide receivers coming out on the left side for the Tigers. There's a give. And Carl Johnson on the keeper has the first down plus about 4 more. So the first down by the Galion Tigers. The ball is on the 34-yard line.
Galion seems to be moving the ball against that big defensive line. Most of them are in the vicinity of 200 pounds.
Out of the huddle come the Tigers. Jeff Ramey sits out wide along with Mike Smith. Here's a give to Rob Manette across the 40 to the 41-yard line as he slants off left tackle, gets a nice hole, picks up good yardage, and it'll be a pickup on the play of 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Doyle, I think we're seeing it right away. Quickness against size. Rob Manette. It was just no stopping. He had the speed. He had a head start on him. He's so quick.
If those offensive linemen can get at the point of attack and beat them to the punch. Quick count. Here's the give. Ramey. This time the play was a little slow developing as Mooney tried to or almost went off sides.
Greg Snyder is getting up off the bottom of the pile now for Mooney on the stop, among other Mooney Cardinals. And it was just a matter of, as you say, the play was a little slow to develop, but Mooney was in there quick that time.
3rd down and 2, Jay. 3rd and short. You can do a lot of things here. They are at the 42-yard line. They'd like to pick up one more first down here in this drive. Pro set, right receivers right and left. Here's a fake. Johnson going on the keeper behind a good block. Gets the first down. Excellent block by Dybig. John Dybig, a pulling right guard, pulled out in front of Carl Johnson. And just as he scored up on, let's look at it, Jay.
And there's no flags, and that's very important because in a situation when you're blocking for one man just like that, it's very easy to get into a holding situation, and Dybig did a good job.
First down and 10 for the Galion Tigers. They're now on their own 47-yard line, 3 yards away from Mooney territory. Ramey and Ritter out. Johnson back to pass. Caught by Manette. And he is in Mooney territory and down to the 44. Rob Manette. That time both Ritter and Ramey went out and they cleared the linebackers, and Manette came right in underneath them.
Kyle Johnson was facing some pressure too. He just about got hit as he released the ball.
So the ball on the Mooney 46-yard line. Play quickly. Mike Smith bringing it in now to Carl Johnson. We're down to 3 minutes, 24 seconds. Yet to have a penalty, and this quarter's been moving right along. Smith and Ramey set out to the right. Manette out there, one back. Johnson keeping it. 35, still going down to the 32-yard line. Carl Johnson on the keeper. Play, everybody went right, he went left.
Jim Clacko was pursuing him, and he just had him, all he could do is push him out of bounds because Carl Johnson was running so quickly that we'll see it all season, and it's been effective here in the playoffs. There's that left-end sweep by the quarterback, Carl Johnson.
Everybody else blocked to the right, he goes left. Good play. Okay, again, the twin receivers, Ritter and Ramey out on the right side. Manette out as the wingback. Again, the opposite play. Mike Ramey gets a little running room across the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
Kelly Fortune had a hand in bringing him down. There, a hold opened up, but the linebackers were there to close it up quickly, and a short pickup.
Again, it looked like everybody was going right, and the play went left, and Ramey was just staying there looking for a hole. Finally found a block to go behind. So the ball across the 30, officially marked at the 29, second down and 8, pickup of 2 on the play. No score, first period, pro set. Receivers right and left, Johnson bootlegging. Now we have our first flag of the game, and we also have a little extracurricular activity going on down there as Kimo De Niro, and let's see what they call it. It will be illegal procedure on the Tigers.
Yeah, that's a break that didn't come at a very good time. It cuts down momentum. The Tigers moving the ball well down the field, using up time as they want to do, and suddenly hit with a penalty.
Okay, you see the coach signaling in a play. Now in from the sideline comes Jason Ritter. That coach, I think, was signaling in an offensive blocking assignments. Ritter out wide to the right side, Ramey out left. Johnson bootlegs, back to pass, looks over the middle, caught down across the 25 to about the 22-yard line. Jeff, see, the ball was Jason Ritter. Jason Ritter at the right
in a crowd. You watch now, when Carl releases that ball, he's facing pressure, gets good blocking, and that ball was definitely thrown in the crowd. There were 4 or 5 Mooney players surrounding Ritter.
First down. Fourth first down on this drive by the Galion Tigers. This time the receiver pro set. Receivers are out on the left side. Johnson gives off to Manette. In the clear at the 15, 10, 5, down to the 4-yard line.
Tigers on the move. That penalty didn't set them back at all.
Rob Manette was stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he squirmed his way through, and they mark it just across the 5-yard line. There it is. Manette tucks the ball in, crosses the 5, gets down to the 4.
And 8,000 Galionites come to their feet.
Now we have a power I formation to the right. Johnson gives the ball to Ramey, finds a small hole, jumps his way over to about the 3-yard line. Trying to the right side. Now we have a goal line defense coming in by Mooney. They're sending in some bigger players.
Now Kimo De Niro is coming in. He's a tackle, 6'3", 242 pounds, just for an example.
Okay, they're in their goal line defense. The ball at the 3-yard line. It'll be second down, goal to go. We've got a power I formation left this time. Johnson gets a snap. Manette with the ball. Cuts inside at the 2. Still driving down to about the 1.5-yard line.
Now Mooney tackled him. There's no doubt about it. But Manette had the quickness to get down there, and it took 3 of them to finally pull him down because he had such a headstrong up.
And it's easy to say from way up this high.
Sure.
Had he gone a little farther to the left, he'd have been in the goal, into the end zone. But
Let's
like I
see if that
say,
can
when
happen. A little bit farther to the left, maybe. but he still had 3 or 4 guys who had finally made their way over to catch him.
Third down, goal to go. The ball on the 1.5-yard line. Play is in from the sidelines. Here come the Tigers out. Ramey and Manette are the backs. Toops is the power eye, and Galion goes offsides. Somebody missed the count, and it looked like the right side of the Galion line. It will be an illegal procedure, offsides on Galion. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Now that'll back them up. They take out the big linemen and they put in the linebackers. They'll go into their, you can call it nickel defense, whatever. Jeff Ramey is coming in the game. And Mike Smith goes out. And that's the end of the first quarter. We have no score, and we have a heck of a ball game. It's Galion nothing, Mooney nothing. Galion knocking at the door. See if they come in. On the scoreboard here at Ohio Stadium, Ohio High School Athletic Association, and their symbol. So the Galion Tigers will be faced with a third down and about 7.5 yards to go. Now let's see if they try to throw one quick to Ramey or maybe to Mark Hottenroth. They have not called his number yet. There they come, power I formation. Toops, Ramey, and Manette. Johnson rolling out blindly left, looking. Now into the end zone. It's incomplete up in the air, and it will go out of bounds. And over there was Mike Ramey, and also, I believe, was that the other receiver was Mike Smith.
Greg Snyder and 2 other Mooney players were putting heavy pressure on Kyle Johnson as he went to throw it. Now the pass does get off, but again, throwing into a crowd is dangerous, and that ball was almost intercepted.
Okay, the ball will be at the 14-yard line. Weithman will be trying a 24-yard field goal. There's a snap, ball set down, kick is blocked. So 2 teams have gotten into each other's territory and have not scored. And the block was made by number 36, Jim Spencer of Mooney. Let's look at that block. Here it is, and there he is in on the ball. And it was Dan DeCenzo, I think, who made that block now that we look at the replay. So Mooney will quickly take over, and they'll come out. It's on the 15-yard line. And now let's see what the Cardinals do. They have the standard I formation again. That's 3 backs behind. Pelini, the quarterback, gives to the tailback, finds a hole, but then it's Mike Smith.
Bill Price brought him down.
Looked like the hole opened up momentarily, Jay, but then Bill Price was right there to knock it down.
He's a quick one.
So far, Galion has 5 first downs to Mooney's 2, and Galion's rushed 9 times to Mooney's 10. There's the I formation. Pelini calling the signals, gets a snap again to Culliver. Trying outside, no running room, crosses the 20, and then hit down there, and he'll have picked up about a yard, where it'll be third down and 5.5 yards to go. Third and long for the Cardinals.
Tony De Niro and the other Galion Tigers coming in there so quickly again to make that stop. It's that quickness that's really doing it.
Let's
on
look at this
runs.
Defensive play. There's Ritter. He turns the man inside and then waits for the rest of the defense to come up and take him. Here we go again. This time they have a wide receiver out wide right. Here's Pelini on the flip. And he's outside, still waiting, has a first down across the 30. Well, they mark him out at the 29.5, so it'll be short.
He slipped out of the grasp of Todd Eagle near the 22, and Chris Barnett, though, finally pushed him out of bounds, but it's good enough for the first down.
It is plenty good enough for the first down. Let's take a look at it. Well conceived on the option.
And Todd Eagle dives in there, and then it's Barnett who pushes him out of bounds.
One of the nicest options quarterbacks I've seen. Mark Pelini gets a snap. Here's a give. Culliver has a big hole. And he's into the 40. And finally making the tackle was Tim Yunker, the safety.
J.R. Eiler's the one that tripped him up back by the hash mark at the 40, though. And hadn't been for him, it would have been a much harder job to bring him down. He had a headwind on him.
So another first down for Mooney. So far, Mooney's rushed for 61 yards, passed for 4. Here's the give, this time to the middle back. He squirts through, and he's finally hit and dropped, but not before he gets up to the 44.5-yard line. Pickup of about 4 on the play.
Bill Price brings him down, among other Galion Tigers. There's the handoff, makes a cut off left tackle, and then is brought down from behind by Chris Barnett, and Bill Price hits him from the front.
Mooney appears to be paying a little more attention in sustaining their blocks just a little bit longer. Wide receiver at the right, backs in the two-back eye this time. Pelini gets a snap to Culliver. Culliver looking for a hole, cuts back across the grain, and he gets a couple of yards.
Chris Barnett and a couple others put a stop to that run. Ron Lloyd was there standing by, and there just wasn't much room to run on that play.
But it will be 3rd down and about a yard. They need to go to the 50. Third and a yard. Here's where the Galion defense across the way. They're shouting defense. Fans on their feet. Backs in a straight I formation. Pelini gives to the second man, now keeps it on the option. He gets the first down, spins across the 48 to about the 47.5-yard line.
Eric Young and others brought him down, and had it not been for a couple quick linebackers over to the rescue, he might have been gone.
Mark Pelini is a 6'3", 190-pound senior, and he's a nice-looking quarterback. Ball in Galion territory. Backs in the I formation again. Delahunty, Culliver, and Spencer. There's a give. It's number 22, the ball carrier. And that is Dave Coleman, who's in there as the tailback instead of Culliver.
Number 89, Derek Resolot.
So Derek Resolot made the stop. It'll be 2nd down and about 6 yards to go. Here's the give as he gets across the 45 to about the 44.5-yard line. Pelini looking over the defense. Snap, there's a give on the counter play, and the ball carrier Delahunty is hit at the 45 and driven back. And there's the Tiger fans who appreciate We have a report from our sideline reporter, Randy Scott, that the water boy is hurt. Okay. This time we have a receiver out left, backs in a straight I formation. Pelini fakes. On the option, he's hit. Now over the middle, it's caught. What a play. They had him stopped, and Pelini just turned around and hit and driven out. Now we have down here on the sidelines, we look like some of the Cardinals. Straight T formation again. They're on the move. This is their deepest penetration at the 33. Pelini back to pass. The lefty over the middle. It is intercepted and dropped.
Just in and out of the hands of Tim Yunker.
Intended receiver was at the goal line, and that ball was thrown way short of him.
It really was. Watch, Tim Yunker, he'd have been a hero on that play, that's for sure, because he just dove. That's a nice dive. You see those in baseball out in the outfield.
Got injured. I don't think it's the water boy. But he appears to be all right. He's holding his buns, however. I formation. Now Pelini calls a timeout as he's a little confused about the play. The wide receiver was way out there, DeCenzo, and apparently shouldn't have been. So we have timeout on the field. 6:30 to go here in the first half. There is no score in the ball game. Don't go away. And there you see the scoreboard telling us about the Jesse Owens Track and Field Classic coming up May the 4th of next year here in Ohio Stadium, and that is an excellent track meet. You have some of the outstanding stars from around the country and around the world here at Ohio Stadium. Here come the Cardinals out of the huddle. They were in the formation they called the timeout for. As Pelini, again, now too much time by Mooney.
Flag on the play, too.
So that'll be a 5-yard mark-off for the delay of game. So that'll be a big break. That is the first penalty against Mooney for 5 yards. Galion has 2 for 10. Second down and 15.
That 12th man making its appearance on the football field right now. Galion fans.
Same formation again. Mark Pelini calls the signals for the Cardinals. Back to pass, looking over the middle, caught down at the 26-yard line.
Good hard hit by Tim Junker.
And it was
Junker was right there to make the hit. Well-timed tackle.
27-yard line. He came across between the safeties and the linebackers in the seam. Wide receiver out this time to the left side. Pelini fakes to the fullback, now keeps it on the option, flips it out, and nobody there, and waiting for him is Todd Eagle. Waiting for the ball carrier, and Eagle makes a nice stop on Devlin Culliver. Let's watch him as the Galion defense strings out this option.
Mark Pelini is going to look at the films after this game and say, oops, I made a bad decision. If I'd have handed it off to the fullback right away, he could have had a nice off-tackle run. Instead, he ran into good coverage on the option by the Galion Tigers.
Now, be 4th down and 7. 4th and 7 for Mooney. They're on the 29-yard line of the Tigers. Receiver out right. Listen to the crowd. Back goes Pelini. Turns, now flares it out. Waiting, and Culliver makes a move. But I think they'll have stopped him short, way short of the first down. It will be a 4th down. I mean, the ball goes over. That was a 4th down. I'm sorry. That was a 4th down. The ball goes over, and listen to the crowd.
And again, it was defensive pressure in the face of the quarterback that made him throw the short pass instead of having time to look for the open man out wide right. And it was just no way to room, or no room to run is what I meant to say.
Here come the Tigers. Carl Johnson gives the ball to Manette. Has no running room. They were looking for Rob Manette, and he lost a yard on the play.
Kelly Fortune came in there quickly. That time, Mooney showing some speed off the blocks.
This is a defensive game, and Jay, I don't know about you, but I love good defensive games.
Well, that depends. If it's defensive all the way to the last minute of the quarter, then they start to get boring.
Here's a look at that last play of Manette's. Okay, we won't see it as Galion comes out of the huddle. Time the twin route, single back. This time cross play going to Rob Manette, and he found no running room again, and he's hit and dropped by Greg Snyder.
Rob Manette, the ball carrier.
So Robbie gained about a half a yard, got it back the original line of scrimmage and just a little bit past that, and the Tigers will be faced with 3rd down and long. And Jay, another thing we have not seen yet is a punt.
This is true. They've all been going for it on 4th down. They really don't want to give the other team the ball. Perhaps Mooney has got the same strategy in mind, keep their offense on the field as much as they can.
3 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Pro set. Johnson rolling to his left, looking, passes, incomplete. Intended for Rob Manette up at the 36-yard line. Just thrown. It was, he was looking back over his right shoulder, and it was thrown over his left. Let's take a look at it.
There goes Johnson being pursued. Gets the pass off in plenty of time, though, and Manette just had to turn to get it.
He had to turn the other way. And now we'll have our first punt of the ball game.
In punt formation for Galion, number 1, Jeff Ramey.
Jeff Ramey will punt the ball. There's the kick. It's coming up short at the 40. Mooney, whoa, nice coverage. Chris Campbell. There goes Chris after making that nice stop. But Mooney has good field position. And that punt, 32-yard punt. Here it is. No pressure, but the punt is low and short. But Chris Campbell's good coverage helped it out. So only a 32-yard punt. So here comes Cardinal Mooney. They have a receiver out on the right side. Pelini, the quarterback. Dropping back to pass. Flag goes down. It is incomplete, almost intercepted. But we have a flag from the area of perhaps holding. Let's take a look. We'll wait for the official to tell us what it's going to be.
Todd Eagles, he went for that interception. Had to
Holding on Mooney. Sorry, Jay.
Reach up over his head, and he was hit from behind as he went for it. Let's see it.
There's the hold. Yep, you saw the holding right in the lower right-hand part of your picture. So that'll take it back to the 26.5-yard line. That'll be a break. First big penalty of the game. It's the second one for Mooney. Be a 10-yard holding penalty. There you see the time, 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first half. Wide receiver Jim Spencer for the Cardinals out on the right side. Pelini gives to the fullback. No hole at the 30, hit and driven back.
Bill Price in there on the stop.
He had help, a lot of help from Chris Barnett.
Here's the replay. It's an off-tackle run, and he cut out probably a little farther than he needed to coming off tackle, and Bill Price was there to meet him. If he'd have stayed off tackle and ran a little more straight ahead, he might have had it.
Second down and 20. Back goes Pelini. He's a lefty over the middle. It's caught at the 38, but the receiver goes back. That's Vince Morrow. And they see if they give it. I doubt if he'll get forward progress there because he tried to run backwards. Now, if you are set and your tackler pushes you back, you'll get your forward progress. But in that case, he tried to circle behind the pass.
He tried to get away from Bill Price and others who were on the pursuit there, and as he went backwards, he lost the yardage.
Good coverage, guys. Be third down and about 16 to go. The scoreboard says 6, but it's 16. Third and 16. Passing situation for the Cardinals. Straight. There's a keep by Pelini. Big hole. He's the 40. Now pitches out and gets it up to the 48-yard line. It's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
That quarterback, Mark Pelini, passed that ball with the lateral through 3 Galion Tigers. He did exactly what Coach Owens said he could do. Run the option
Pelini
and patch it and take it through. As you can see, he tossed it right through 3 defenders. Now watch it. Look at that. There was no, he tossed that ball so quickly that Todd Eagle and the others there couldn't get to it.
But it'll be 4th down and 2. Now let's see, and Mooney calls timeout to decide what to do, whether to go for it on 4th and 2. So with timeout on the field, 1:49 to go. We're in the Division II championships, and there's no score. We'll be right back. The referee will just now mark the ball in play. You see him there. There's Robbie Manette. They've got about 9 guys up close. There's a snap, and they're going to punt it. Plenty of time. Manette under it. No, and he lets it bounce, and it gets a Mooney bounce going down to the 22, 23, and back to the 22 at about the 21.5-yard line. So the Tigers will have 1 minute and 38 seconds in which to move that ball, and let's see if they can do it right. There's the sea of blue and orange. That still just amazes me when I look across there and see and hear the 12th man on the Galion team, their fans. Pro set. Here's a fake. Johnson rolling left, looking. He's going to keep it. He's hit, though, from behind. And good pursuit over there by number 54, Marty Tinkler.
He tackled by Marty Tinkler.
Let's watch this pursuit by Tinkler.
Johnson rolling out, and boy, Marty Tinkler is one fast fella. He caught up with him on that rollout.
So the Galion Tigers will call a timeout with 1:12 to go here in the first half. The scoreboard here at Ohio Stadium welcoming WFMJ in Youngstown. And that's where I've got my first start in radio and TV.
Is that right?
That's right. Worked there part-time back in the old days when they had crystal radios, John. You're right. Second down and 9 for the Galion Tigers. They're deep in their own territory. Pro set for the Tigers. Johnson rolling, looking, over the middle. It's incomplete. Intended for Mark Cottonroth? Yes. Mark Cottonroth over there was being contested by number 10, Mark Pelini.
He's one of the ones that goes both ways. Of course, Pelini, the quarterback on offense. Now they quick pass into a crowd, and now they're going after this. Pelini.
Johnson fakes to Manette, dropping back. Now back to Manette, and he drops the ball out of bounds. And good coverage by Mooney.
And Jim Clacko was following him over. They had a good hit to help bop the ball out of his hands.
Right. That will, I think they marked it as an incompleted pass, so it'll be 4th down and 9, and the Tigers will be forced to punt with still 1:02 to go. So it behooves the Galion punter to get that ball off and get a good punt away here. There's the snap. There's the kick, end over end, fair catch, called for and taken at the 48-yard line. Ooh, that surprised me. Mark Pelini took it.
They're giving what the record attendance was back in 1973. That's the record attendance for a football playoff.
So far, total offense for these two teams. Six seconds to go here in the first half. Mooney will have time. Let's see if they air it out. In the I formation, Mark Pelini dropping back, left-handed passer over the middle. It's caught down at the 40-yard line. Dan DeCenzo was the receiver who caught the ball at the 40.5, 1st and 10. Out of the huddle comes Cardinal Mooney. I formation, Pelini back again. Down deep, there's a receiver open. It's knocked away and almost intercepted by Tim Junker.
Nice play. Tim Junker again on that pass coverage. He is really getting headstrong in there.
The receiver was open.
That makes 3 times now, maybe 4 that they batted away a pass, at least 2 times that they've almost had an interception. There was no interception possibility really on that play.
Here quickly is that coverage. Look at Junker going over there just at the last minute and batting it away. 30 seconds to go. 2nd down and 10. Pelini back to pass. Looking, receiver. It's caught. Incomplete. Incomplete. Trapped it. The officials were right there.
It's a good call. He had his knees down on the ground anyhow, and he trapped it underneath him.
3rd down and 10. Here is the play as Pelini goes back to pass. Now watch, he's just traps it, bounced right in there. .23 seconds to go. 3rd down and 10 for Mooney. Galion secondary playing loosely. Now we got receiver out to the left this time. Ends in tight, backs in the eye. Pelini fakes, back to pass. Looking down in the end zone. It is incomplete. The 2 receivers getting tangled up with each other, but it will be 4th down for Mooney. And who's over there on coverage? Can you believe linebacker Bill Price? Was that Bill Price? Yes, it was. He was 20 yards away on pass coverage.
That ball floated in the air an extra amount of time, and it kind of fooled the receiver as well as the defenders. They surrounded the receiver well, but notice how the ball floats and kind of drops a little bit too soon.
I think Bill Price wisely laid on the ground. He didn't want any chance of anybody calling any kind of interference on him. 17 seconds to go. Mooney will go for it. 4th and 10. Pelini back to pass, looking over the middle, caught, and it will be enough for the 1st down at the 29-yard line, and Mooney will call timeout quickly. So while they move the chains, let's see. They used 2 timeouts. So I don't know whether they have any left or not. Now they do call a timeout. So that's their final timeout of the ball game. Let's take a look at this as Pelini gets the 1st down. Good coverage over there by Todd Eagle, but not before they get the first down. And 10 seconds to go. No score. Mooney moving. We'll be right back. 10 seconds. You can see the time as Mooney puts in another play. If they keep it in the air, they'll have at least a couple. They can get into field goal range. They do have a good kicker. So let's see if they go. Listen to the 12th man across the way. First down at 10.
Says he can't hear.
Now he says he cannot hear. Can you believe it? There is not 80,000 fans here, and he says he can't hear with 8,000 Galion fans here. Yes. Now the Galion defense is asking for the fans to hold it down. High formation. Collini dropping back to pass. Looking. It is caught. And out of bounds quickly was number 80. That's DeCenzo, Dan DeCenzo. Now they're going to go for the field goal, I'm sure, at this point, because there's only 6 seconds to go. Well, maybe not. Yes, they will. In is number 12, Pat Nelson. Okay, they're asking for another ball. They're going to measure first is what they're going to do. Pat Nelson is a kicker. He's a sidewinder, soccer-style kicker. It is a first down. Nope, it's about an inch short. Look at about an inch short. So they're still going to, I think, go ahead and kick the field goal or attempt the field goal. It will be about a 47-yard attempt. He had one, what was the other one he tried? How far? Was that about
47?
47? About the same distance. Okay. Here comes Mooney, and they're going to set the ball at the 25, so it'll be a 35-yard. I'm sorry. It'll be a 35-yard field goal attempt. And Galion will now call a timeout, and they'll try to put a little more pressure on the kicker. No score, 6 seconds, and the kicker's standing there all the time. The ball, he will place it exactly at the 25-yard line. You can see where his tee is down there. And he doesn't seem to be too worried about the pressure. So it'll be a 35-yard attempt from the near hash mark, or the west hash mark here at Ohio Stadium. There's Galion coming out of their defensive huddle. See if they waste another timeout. Watching the coach on the sidelines, and I don't think they're going to. They're going to go for it. Here we go.
My ears.
Nelson. Snap, ball down, kick is up. It will be off to the right. Just off to the right. So we have 1 second to go. And there's the 12th man that the Galion Tigers football team says they have with them all the way, the Galion fans. Only 1 more second left here in the half. And the Tigers will probably just be content to drop that ball down. Carl Johnson over talking to his coach, Lee Owen.
But Doyle, I got to admit, I certainly didn't expect 0-0 at halftime.
I didn't know really what to expect, to be honest. To truthful about it, Jay. Just didn't know quite what to expect. Carl Johnson goes back, and he's going to pass. Fly pattern down the sideline. It is caught. It's caught
out of bounds.
The time ran out.
Okay.
And that's the end of the half. But the Galion Tigers were not content. They were going to take a chance on it.
They've got Mooney thinking. They know that they can do that now.
Absolutely. Mooney is now going back to the dressing room saying, hey, these guys at Carl Johnson can air it out. Let's watch it.
That was a long pass that we know Carl Johnson can throw, and he threw it one-on-one to his receiver. and they stepped out of bounds, but time had already expired.
What a catch by Jeff Ramey. So that's the half.
First of all, for Youngstown Mooney, they showed 95 yards rushing, 63 yards in passing for a total offense of 158 yards. They had the ball for a total of 15 minutes and 29 seconds in the first half. Galion, 55 yards rushing, 63 yards passing for 118 yards total offense. They had the ball 8 minutes, 13 seconds. So right now, Galion's strategy of keeping their offense on the field as much as possible hasn't been working.
It's been a very interesting first half. Jay, you were saying that you were a little surprised that these two teams were playing even, but I had no expectations of it, except that these two teams in that first half, based on everything, are so evenly matched. I'm looking forward to a heck of a second half. The big thing is that I think with Galion is that they have been able to stop that option, which I saw them in a couple of games where they did not play that option quite so well.
Well, let me clarify something. I didn't say I was surprised it was even. Playing evenly. I said I was surprised there was no score at halftime. I would have been less surprised had there been a score like 6-7 or 10-7 or 16-10 or something like that.
I stand corrected. You're absolutely right. And the Tigers have completed their warm-ups. The fans across the way have completed their warm-up. And again, I've said this, I think 3 times already, but you look over there, and Jay, even where we can look, up in underneath C deck, there's still people up in there, and Galion has brought just an unreal bunch of people. Now the Galion, the Tigers, will be receiving, and they'll be moving from north to south to start the second half, and Mooney will be kicking off, of course, at the 40. And Pat Nelson will be kicking off. Rob Manette will be back deep in the middle. He backs up to the 10-yard line.
Kicking off for the Cardinals, number 12, Nelson.
And I'm excited about it, and we'll have the kickoff right after this. There's Rob Manette waiting deep, and the kicker. Pat Nelson is a 5'11", 170-pound junior. He's had 2 attempts at it. Here's the kickoff. Rob Manette waits and takes it at the 12, at the 8, 20, 25, breaks across the 27 to about the 28-yard line, where he's finally dropped. Nice run back of about 20 yards on the kickoff return.
Now there's a chance where he just literally walked all over everybody, cutting through that pile. He could have been stopped back near the 25, but instead just kept on rolling over everybody who had piled underneath him.
I will make one prediction in this half. We will see Rob Manette do one of his patented runs for a touchdown. Out of the huddle come the Tigers for the first time in offense. Here's a give, and it's Ramey crosses the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Mike picks up 3 yards. It'll be third down. Yeah, we're second down and about 7. Play coming in with Jason Ritter. He tells Carl Johnson about it. They go into the huddle, and let's see what happens. 0-0 ball game. Pro set. Ramey out to the left. Johnson back, looking over the middle. Plenty of time. It is up in the air. Almost caught. Oh, Ramey had it on his fingertips a couple of times. He had good coverage, but oh, what a pass that would have been. And Carl Johnson had all kinds of time.
Dave Coleman had the defensive pressure on the receiver that time, and he timed his hit so well that it was almost pass interference. He got him just in the nick of time.
So the Tigers will be faced with third down and 7. This time Mike Smith comes in with a play from his coach. Twin receivers Smith and Ramey out. Johnson rolling left, looking. Now stops, now passes over the middle. Caught! It'll be a first down up at the 43-yard line. His forward progress at the 43. Now we have an injured Mooney player back at the 34. It'll be enough for the first down. If they mark it complete, I see no flags. So we will have an official timeout on the field for the injury. It will be a first down, and we'll be back right after these messages. Right, leg cramps. So Galion now huddled back up after their first down of the half. 42-yard line, their own 42. Pros set. Receivers out right this time. Johnson giving the ball. Bennett coming to the sidelines. Now cuts upfield. Now waits. Now dances and has enough, I believe, just pretty close to the first down, as Rob Manette almost had that running.
He just about had enough room. You're going to watch him as he cuts out to the right. He still has to keep running, though, as he cuts out the long side, because there's some quick linebackers in there. Slips out of one tackle, and that's just enough time, though, to get the rest of them in there.
So it'll be a measurement coming up as they'll bring the ball, the chains all the way across from the other side of the field. And we'll set it down here and see what we can come up with. It looks like it will be very close. It is going to be just inches short. Maybe perhaps about 3 or 4 inches short.
Gain of 9 yards on the last play.
So they'll give him officially a 9-yard pickup. About 6 inches, and the ball will be on the 52-yard line, or the 48. Third and inches, but I think it will be second and inches. The scoreboard, the official scoreboard is correct.
Right.
The one on the north end is correct. The big scoreboard that everybody watches is not. So the Tigers have short, second and short. This would be a waist down. Smith and Ramey go out wide to the left. Manette's in the slot. Johnson dances off behind, and he's going to be stopped short. Carl Johnson tried to sneak in behind his guard,
Defensive play by
Vince Catano, but a good play was made.
Quarterback sneak where he steps over to use the guard for blocking instead of the center, and it didn't work.
It'll be third down now and about a foot. Third down and 1 yard to go. Officially, here come the Tigers. Power I formation to the left. Give Ramey, big hole, still going 40, 36.
And he drug 3 Mooney players with him as he went. He had such a head start on him that they finally had to use their weight to drag him down as they fell on him. There it is. Handoff. Manette off left tackle. And it was the weight of the tackle that finally pulled him down.
Easily gain of 11 yards for Ramey. It'll be first down and 10. The ball is on the 37-yard line. Power I formation right this time for the Tigers. Johnson going back, looking, has time, now flares it out of the flat. Almost picked off. Intended for Mark Rottenroth. Over there in the coverage was Devlin Culliver. You know, we might point out one thing, that a couple of these players go both ways.
Here's the replay. Now you notice there, Kyle Johnson was getting hit again as he threw the ball. Now, I'd be watching behind me, watching to the left of me, watching to the right of me, because I'd be hate to be hit when I was throwing that ball. The defensive pressure in the face of the quarterback can be very advantageous.
Pro set, give to Manette. No place to go, nowhere. May have gotten a yard. It'll be third down and 9 to go.
Robert Manette, the ball carrier. Tackled by Kelly Fortune at number 52, Vince Bear.
Ball will be marked on the 36-yard line, right in the center of the field. Mike Smith coming in with a play. This is a big one, third and long, out of field goal range. Pro set. Johnson rolling right, has time, looking, now out in the flat, incomplete, over the head of the intended receiver.
The pass
intended for Mike Smith, so it'll be fourth down.
There was nobody open out there. I was scanning the secondary out there, and everybody was covered. Just there's so many people covered out of the secondary that it gave Kyle Johnson the need to take more time to look, and it gave more time for the defenders to come in after him.
But that's one thing Johnson can do so well. We're going to have a punt. Johnson can look over all of his possible receivers. There's the snap. Heading for the sidelines off the side of his foot. But it will go out at the 16-yard line. So although it was a short kick, it does go out of bounds. They do not have a chance to return it. But we'll see what Mooney can do with the ball with their first chance in the second half after this. The Cardinals are in their huddle. Mark Polini, the quarterback. They use the standard I formation. They call it the stacked I, with Delahunty, the fullback, right up behind Polini. There's the give, and nowhere to go is Pat Delahunty.
I can't believe how defensive this game is going. This is just, maybe I didn't even think about it being a defensive game, but I'm sure wasn't expecting it. Galion's line right in there.
He did pick up 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. 8:16 of the third quarter. In an I formation, the tailback is Culliver. Polini fakes, tries to keep the ball, goes back against the grain, dances away from one tackler, but then has no place to go, but still will have picked up 2 or 3 yards.
Now, that was another case of a conceived play where everybody blocked one way, the quarterback faked the handoff and went the other way. But a couple of Galion players weren't to be fooled. Ron Lloyd was one of them. Let's watch it. Everybody blocked. Watch. The man who got the handoff fake even blocked. And then Ron Lloyd and others there make the stop, though, to the quarterback.
3rd down and 3. Big play for the Tiger defense. Receiver out wide right, backs in the standard, what we call the standard I today. Polini drops back to pass. Looking as time over the middle. Caught. 1st down at the 30-yard line. And now they ruled it incomplete.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
They knocked the ball away from his hand. The pass was no good.
The pass intended for number 15.
Let's see if we can watch him knock that pass out. There's Polini, back to throw. Hard, short pass, and the ball flies loose.
Did not have control.
That's right.
4th down. So the Cardinals will have to punt. They'll be punting from the 10-yard line of scrimmage at the 23. Rob Manette waiting back deep. Low kick. He should be able to get it and return it. Whoop, lost the ball. And Mooney will get the ball.
Bad news for the Galion Tigers. Mooney ends up with the ball 1st and 10. Good field position in Galion territory. Let's see how it happened. There's the kick. Wide angle view of it. There's the field by Manette, just right through his hands. Started to run before he had the ball.
Came down low, and he kicked it with his knee. So now Mooney gets their first break of the game, and this could be part of the game, a biggie. Now, Mooney was offsides, and the Galion defense is all pumped up. Flags all over the place, offsides on Mooney, so it'll be a 5-yard walk-off. It'll take the ball back to the 48-yard line. Now, Bill Price says, come on, 12th man, now we need you. 1st down, 15. We have 6 minutes, 41 seconds, the clock is running. We're in their stacked I formation, and Polini says he cannot hear. Too much noise.
This bowl on the horseshoe really keeps the sound inside.
And the other thing that is, you know, I made a comment earlier about how they can make so much noise. It's because there are not many people here that they can do that, because it bounces off this concrete.
Listen to that.
Polini says, I cannot hear. And the Galion defense, you can see them saying, come on, folks, let's keep it down. Let's let us play. So we'll give it another shot.
Keeps the defense from being able to play as well as the offense.
Culliver hit, spun, dropped. And Culliver took a swing at one of the Galion players. The official was wide
could have easily been a flag thrown, but they're going to just keep things under control. Let's watch how the play develops. It was a simple up-the-middle run, and Galion's line was quickly there. Good blocking, and others in there making a quick hit.
Be second down long. They have to go down to the 37-yard line for the first down. Pelini says, I cannot hear. Now we have a flag, and we have offsides on Mooney. The 12th man comes into effect. Offsides on Mooney. So it'll be another 5-yard walk-off. So it'll be second and 25. Second down and 25 to go, 20 to go. Now more like 25. Straight I formation. Pelini says, I just cannot hear. And again, Bill Price goes over to try to get the fans to hold it down.
Doyle, Mooney now with 4 penalties and 25 yards. All but one of them are 5-yard penalties.
Pelini back to pass. As a receiver open, caught down at the 36-yard line. Enough for the first down.
All that time waiting for the crowd to die down. The 2 offsides penalties, all for naught as this long pass gets Mooney Cardinals the first down they need here in the third quarter.
Sweeney ran a nice pattern, enough for the first down. First and 10, the ball just across the 35-yard line at the 34.5. Gives to Delahunty. He spins away. Fumble. Galion picks it up. Bill Price gets it at the 40.
And he wants that ball. Oh, he threw it down. Well, interesting turn of events. Let's see this fumble. Galion fumbles a punt return. Now Mooney fumbles a run. And Bill Price picks it up, gets about 4 or 5 yards. After he picks it up, Tigers take over first and 10. There's
now Mooney wants their defense, wants their fans to hoop it up.
They're on their feet.
Pro set. Johnson fakes to Manette. Looking, passes incomplete, almost intercepted. Intended receiver was Smith. And on the coverage over there was Culliver.
Let's watch the coverage here. It's going to be a low pass, squirts by the receiver, and Culliver almost had his hands around it.
You see the Mooney players want their fans to start making some noise, but if they get into a noise battle, it's all over. We know who will win that one. 4:55 to go in the third period. Delay to Manette. Behind a tackle of Dybeek, but gets very little yardage up to the 45, and he'll be stopped short. It'll be third down, 5 yards to go for the Tigers.
Doyle, take a moment, interject some OHSAA trivia flashed up on the scoreboard over here. In 1984-85, there were 5,873 teams participating in boys sports in Ohio.
Third and less than 5, but they call it 5. Big play for the Tigers, 4:23 in the quarter. Pro set, Johnson rolling out. Now looking, passes and floats it down. Incomplete. Intended for Mike Smith at the 30. Good coverage down there by Mooney. Pass well thrown, but good defensive coverage. 4th and 5, they'll have to punt.
Let's watch the coverage. You know, as we get the ball thrown, well, it could have. There were no flags on the play. Good. Fisher was right there. I won't question his judgment.
Ramey will punt. Gets the snap. End over end kick at the 23. Culliver trying to get a block. Can't go anywhere.
He ran backwards, lost a couple of yards that time.
Well, you know, we have no tie ball game, so it could end 0-0.
Right.
One thing I have noticed, though, that we started out the game, Jay, there were hardly any wind. There's negligible wind now, but off the top of the stands, it's starting to kick up a little.
There's that punt. And watch, the guy who fields it, Culliver, he runs backwards trying to get away from the pursuit of number 60, Dave Johnson, and ends up losing several yards.
Straight I formation for the Cardinals. There's a give. Culliver dances away out of the hole, has one man to beat, but just slowed up enough. But he gets out of bounds and picks up about 11 yards, enough for the first down.
Eric Young just about had him about 5 yards behind that. It was finally Todd Eagle who pushed him out of bounds. He rolls out after taking the handoff, finds no hole there, finds no hole there, and then is pushed out of bounds by Todd Eagle and others.
First down and 10 for Mooney, 32-yard line. 3:34 to go, third period. Both teams have now had a break. They're going at each other. Here's the give. Delahunty, big hole up the middle, one man to beat, but can't do it, but has enough for the first down. And Jim Yunker made the stop and brought him down.
That's a heck of a hit. Crunch showing up there on the scoreboard. No doubt about that. Doyle, some of the Mooney fans have moved down into the box seat area, inching their way closer and closer to the track, and they've called over some extra security officers to keep an eye on things.
First down and 10. Culliver tries outside, spins away, and gets a couple of yards, but dropped over there by the left side of the defensive line for the Tigers.
The tackle by number 89, Eric Reslak.
2:53 to go. Second down, 8 yards. These two teams have been battling between the 20s. Galion had the closest threat.
I think, Doyle, this is going to be probably the most classic of all 5 of the state championship matchups this year. The way this one's turning out, 0-0.
Stacked die formation. Pelini calling the signals. Keeps the ball, option, spins away, still going, cross midfield, down to the Galion 48-yard line. He'll be short of the first down.
J.R. Eiler registering a complaint with the referee about some of the extracurricular activities that go on in the pile after tackles. That kind of thing goes on just about every football game. You'll find every once in a while a cheap shot. You can see, maybe if you can see some of the things that go on. Well, we don't have time for it now. We'll show that in a later date here.
Third down, 3 yards to go. And again, Pelini says, I cannot hear. So they stop. And they'll wait. It's a good spot for a draw, because they went third and short before. They passed. Let's see what happens now. Stacked eye formation. Pelini says, hey, I can't hear. I've got to be able to change up if I want to. And there is now the official will go over to talk to the coach.
I would imagine that might be a warning to the coaching staff that if this continues, there could be the possibility of an unsportsmanlike conduct on the team.
I don't think there is such a thing.
Oh, isn't there?
I don't think there is.
Well, I've heard of that before.
They used to have it, but now the Galion coaching staff is asking, and of course they're getting the blues. And one of the things that makes it doubly hard to hear, as we said before, is all the concrete here just bouncing off and echoing, and it's extremely hard to hear on both teams. It's nice to have fans, but also you want to give them a chance to play. Here we go. 3rd and 3. Pelini gives off Delahunty. Big hole. Across the 45. Has the first down. It depends on the market. I think they'll mark it at the 44.5. And they'll spot it there.
He just moved it.
Ooh, he moved it back.
He moved it back.
And I still think it'll be a first down. They're going to measure it. But I still think we'll have enough for a first down.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because it's right on the 1. I'll bring it in. We'll be able to see it here, and they stretch it out. They stretch it out, and it's first down. Half the length of the football.
They just about didn't have a first down on that. They moved the ball, and the spot of the ball makes a big difference. Here's the play. Fullback charging right through, and you can see how he had the ball probably up around his chest, and the official moved it back. But they still got the first down.
First down and 10 at the 45-yard line. Spencer is the back right behind Pelini, the quarterback. Culliver has a hole, but he's hit as he gets to the 40. Nice defensive stop.
Jim Glue pulled him down. Nice solo tackle.
Pick up of 5, second down, 5 yards to go. 1:06 clock running, third period. Mooney trying on the move now as we go down under a minute. No score in the ball game. What a defensive and a fine high school football game. Pelini gives the ball. Delahunty into a crowd, nowhere. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, you mentioned about being a fine high school football game, and that's very true. Other than the 2 fumbles we saw, the one on the punt and the other fumble by Mooney, it's been a clean offensive game. Not a lot of mistakes, some good offense, but it's been the defense that's been reigning on the field today.
3rd and a little less than 5 yards to go as they come out of the huddle. Same formation. The big D, 15 seconds, clock running. Pelini gives a ball, reverse to the end. He's cornered and dropped for no gain. Maybe a half a yard.
Eric Young, the man who missed a tackle a while back, brought him down on the outside.
Clock has run out. That's the end of the 3rd period, and the Galion defense holds again. It'll be 4th down when we come back. There's no score. And they'll bring the end. Tight end will come around on the end around, and he goes outside, and just great pursuit by Young stopped that from being a big gainer. Eric Young stayed at home. Punt for Mooney coming up as we start the 4th period. Manette back at the 11-yard line. Last time he handled a ball, he fumbled it. They kick it away from him. It hits, gets a Mooney roll, and they're going to get inside the 3-yard line. Now it's a touchback. Oh, what a break for the Tigers.
Really, that would have been back to the wall time for Galion, but the ball took a bad bounce, or it might have been batted around a little bit because 3 players tried to down it at once. Between the 3 of them, they might have gotten it into the end zone. Let's take a look at it. Punt rolling end over end, dropping at the 10, rolling down inside the 5-yard line. They're trying to down it. It squirts away from them. Nothing they could do about it.
Just looks like they figured, well, we touched it, that's where it's going to be down, but they did. They left it go. All right, here come the Tigers on the 20. Johnson with a man in motion. Flag goes down. I think we have an illegal procedure. Johnson will roll out. That was really weird. I think the player was trying, it looked like he was in motion, but I think he was trying to flop ends of the field. So we have, it's on Galion. So that'll.
Spencer, number 63, Michael Maxon, and number 32, Bill Santo. Flag on the plus.
And flag, and they'll check it out. They made to refuse it because he got, well, let's see. No, he got 2 yards. Let's look at it.
Here's the play. I can't really see. Got the replay a little bit too late to see the line, but
we could try it just a little earlier. We might be able to see where Galion was illegal. Can't, okay. But anyhow, it'll be first down. They'll take the penalty at the 15. 1st and 15 to go. Play coming in from the sidelines. Jason Ritter in with a play. Ramey comes out wide to the left side. Ritter out to the right. Here's a give to Manette. Just nowhere to go. P15, he got to about the 15.5-yard line, and that was about it.
Right now, unofficially, we've got Rob Manette leading the Tigers in rushing, but 8 carries and 40 yards is all we've got him for. Here's the replay on that. Kyle Johnson handing off to Manette. It's a defensive line of Mooney quickly in there to stop Rob Manette. Guess who that is?
Here we go. Slot formation, single back. Johnson dropping back, looking, has time. It's caught. Ramey at the 30, still going. Spin.
Here's the replay. Big play for the Tigers as Ramey catches it and gets the first down.
The ball is on the 34-yard line. First down and 10. This time they said Jason Ritter out wide to the right side, about 15 yards. Backs in a pro set. Give to Ramey, slanting off tackle and gets nowhere. I'll tell you, the Galion Tigers, you'd think their passing would open up those runs a little bit, but they just haven't a good pursuit on the part of Mooney.
The defensive line really isn't to be fooled. They read offensive formations well, I do believe. Galion mixes up formations and really don't use ever the same formation twice in a row. And Mooney seems to be doing a good job of reading each one.
Second down and 12 yards to go. He lost 2 yards on the play. Mike Smith, Jeff Ramey set out a slot formation to the left. Inside pass is incomplete, and Carl Johnson had all kinds of pressure on him. Didn't have time for Jeff Ramey to come open. Had to get away, had to get it away quickly, and Ramey just wasn't able to clear. So it'll be third down and 12. Play coming in from Jason Ritter. Here come the Tigers. Single back formation. Johnson rolling to his right to pass. Cross grain, caught. Manette. 40, 45, 50, 40, down the sidelines and out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Rob Manette was wide open, Doyle. That's one play that Mooney's defense did not read. That brings the Galion fans to their feet, sends the momentum the Tigers' way. Let's watch it. Johnson drops back to throw. He's under some pressure, but Manette's in the clear. Gets over the 50 and is pursued, just steps out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Misdirection. Everybody went to the right. Manette snuck his way out of the backfield, came back against the grain, and was wide open.
27-yard pass play.
40-yard line. First down and 10 for the Galion Tigers. Mike Smith coming in with a play quickly from the sidelines from Coach Lee Owens. They'll have to hurry. Smith and Hottenroth set out wide to the right side. Hottenroth the split end. Johnson on the bootleg. He keeps it, ducks his head inside, down across the 35 to the 34.
Carl Johnson had the Mooney defensive line off guard that time. They weren't sure where the ball was. Mike Ramey did a good job of taking the handoff. Let's see it. Carl Johnson drops back, starts to roll right, fakes the handoff to Ramey. But Mooney isn't quite sure where the ball was, which gives Johnson more time and room to run.
That's the time remaining in this ball game. Galion on the move inside the 35-yard line. First down, second down, 4 yards to go. Single back formation here to give Mike Ramey. Spins away, still goes. He did a 360 and got a couple of yards. Single back formation. Now we have third and short.
Here comes the instant replay. Johnson taking the snap. Ramey making a nice spin away from a man who could have tripped him up there, number 63, Michael Maxson.
Here come the Tigers out of their huddle. Power I formation to the right. Third and 3. Here's to give to Ramey. No hole, then waits and gets the first down.
Son of a gun, that man had nowhere to go, and he made his own hole.
He just kind of catapulted himself over the top.
Here's the replay. Mike Ramey, his second time in a row, you'd think he'd be stopped, and he almost was. But instead, he scampers up over the top of the pile and gets the first down.
He felt that pressure on him and just slid off to his right where there was no pressure. 7:51, the Tigers inside the 30-yard line, first and 10. Quarterback keeper Johnson behind a bull-like offense. The Tigers across the 25 down to the 24-yard line.
Now that defensive line of Mooney Vince Bear, Kelly Fortune, those guys are no small fellas. 6'4", 237 pounds is number 70, Kelly Fortune. And they move that line of scrimmage like they were feathers.
Play coming in from Jason Ritter to Carl Johnson. Ball is on the 24. It's second down. 5 yards to go. Crows set, hot and rough out wide to the left. Johnson gives the ball to Ramey. Has a hole down to the 20. And Mike Ramey has been the man who has done it when they've needed it.
Rob Manette's reputation preceded him into the playoffs, and Mike Ramey's had to step in, and he's done it. Let's see him run this ball. Handoff, right tackle run. Again, he scampers up over the top of the pile.
Power I formation to the right. Johnson gives the ball to Manette. Behind the block. He has a first down inside the 18-yard line. They'll mark it at the 17.5. The Tigers on the move.
There's no doubt about that. They are on the move. On the prowl, I guess would be a better word for it. Mike Ramey.
First and 10 for the Tigers, 6.5 minutes to go. Mike Smith out wide right, Ramey out left. Johnson rolling behind Divey, cuts back in across the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Another pickup of a, let's see what they mark it, pickup of 6. Well, almost 7. It'll be second and 3.
Johnson had a hole open up for him off the right end, and he squirted right through there and then got the extra couple of yards as he skidded on the ground.
Again behind John Divey, Carl Johnson cut behind his block. Now one official, the linesman, comes in and says, hang on, we got an equipment problem. So it will be a timeout charge to Mooney. So with timeout on the field, 5:54 to go in the fourth period. The Galion Tigers crowd on their feet. The ball is on the 12.5-yard line. We'll be back after these messages. Time is back in. The ball just nosing the 12-yard line. 5:54 to go. Second down, 4 yards to go. The Tigers out of the huddle into a power I formation to the right. Johnson gives the ball to Ramey. He hits a hole and gets nowhere, maybe a yard. So it'll be third down and 2. They'll mark it no gain, so it'll be 3rd and 3.
Big play coming up. They'd like to get a first down, but they can get a little bit closer, maybe go for the field goal.
Good place. Fake to Ramey, back the pass, floated out to Manette in the flat and let him run it in.
Thank you, Coach Weaver.
Both ends in tight, power I formation. Johnson rolling out behind Divey. First down, 5-4 and out of bounds. Well, if I've got to go behind a blocker, I want to go behind John Divey because he has opened up time and again on that right side. First down and goal inside the 5-yard line.
First and goal. Nice play, Tigers. And I'll tell you what, they didn't pass, Doyle.
No, they didn't pass. But if that was my second choice.
Sure, of course it was. Here's your second choice, Doyle, on the replay. Johnson sweeping out right as he's done so many times this season, getting the Tigers the first down.
Power I formation right. Here's the give. Johnson cuts in behind. 5-4-3, 2-yard line. Second down and goal to go. Again over behind the right side of the offensive line.
Of course, about 10 or 15 yards ago was the closest either team's been to the goal line all night, or all afternoon. I'm used to saying all night. And now, Tigers really knocking on the door.
Second and goal to go.
Johnson now with 49 yards rushing in the ball game on 10 carries.
Here we go. Power I formation right again. Johnson gives the ball. Manette, 1 half-yard line.
He reached out and laid the ball down on the goal line, and it's going to be very, very, very close. So close you can smell the carpet down there.
Mark Pellini, who plays both ways, went up. Manette stretched the ball out. He kicked it back. There it is, third down, just less than a yard to go.
Nose of the wall right on the hash mark.
3:49 to go. They still got 2 more plays to get it in. I guarantee you they're not going for a field goal here. Power I formation right. Johnson on the keeper. Touchdown!
8,000 fans explode at Ohio Stadium. Replay time. Manette fighting his way through, or Johnson rather.
And Carl Johnson just wedged it in, and again, there was no hole there in his second effort. He kept chugging away and got it over. Here's the try for the extra point. Kick is up. It is
Off the upright.
No good. Hit the upright.
Flag in the end zone.
Flag in the end zone, though. Hold on. Let's hold everything. Illegal procedure on Galion. It's no good. So the score is Galion 6, Cardinal Mooney nothing. 3:36 to go in the game. We'll be back. That drive of the Galion Tigers for the score took 8 minutes, 12 seconds. What ball control.
It really was. And I'll tell you what, I've been calling the Galion defense heroes throughout the playoffs. And if they can hold here for 3 minutes and 36 seconds, they truly will be the heroes of the state playoffs.
Right, but we can't say too much about the offense either. And especially John Dybeek, who's thrown some hellacious blocks. Okay, here we go. Maybe we'll kick off. Carl Johnson, I'm sorry, kicks it, squibs it. Picked up by an up man, waits for a block, gets a hole, but then runs out of room at the 36 and runs right into Bill Price, and he's getting driven back. Now let's see what Cardinal Mooney can do. Plays, 80 yards, 8 minutes and 12 seconds. That's what it took. First down and 10 for the defense. It's now on their backs. Receiver out wide right. Pelini, the quarterback, dropping back to pass. Sets up, has time in the flat. Caught up at the 46-yard line and rolled out of bounds by Todd Eagle. The receiver, Walt, no, wait a minute, number 80. There's number 80, and that's Dan DeCenzo.
I'll tell you what, it's been the big plays that have come only on passing plays for the most part of this ball game. Both defenses very much keyed up on the running game.
They're going to come across the field and measure.
Mooney wasn't ready for a measurement.
Will be marked in front of the Mooney bench. And it will be inches short. Nope, first down. They give it a first down. First and 10 for Youngstown Mooney Cardinal. Now, I'll tell you one thing from this press box view, you can get a good view of Columbus. So they'll bring the ball out. Now, are they going to mark it first down, or they're just going to mark the ball? It is a first down, but they're going to mark it there. So in case Galion asks for a remeasure and it's not a first down, if they reset the ball wrong. Well, here's the 12th man across the way saying Galion, Galion. Pelini warming up that throwing arm. Back to pass. Looking. Now running. There's nobody there. He'll have plenty of running room, and down to the 38-yard line.
Smart play.
Now we have flags on the play. Hold on. Flags on the play, and it's against Mooney. Okay, they'll walk it off 15 yards from the 38. They'll take it back to the 45-yard line.
let's look for the Harry. That's something I've seen quarterbacks not do. They find open room and they run it. There was the penalty back there just to the left of your screen.
Clip. First down and 10. Ball at the 46-yard line. Pelini back to pass again. Dropped the ball, picked it up. He can't pick it up and run. He dropped the ball and fell down, and that'll take it all the way back to the 39-yard line.
I don't know what made him trip. Kind of a weird situation there. Whether he stumbled on the carpet or what.
If we have that, we might be able to see what it did.
I think
tripped over his own man.
Yeah, that he really wasn't looking and saw and just fell over his own man. That was weird.
Receiver out to the left. Backs in the eye. Pelini will go back to pass. Going back. Being rushed. Being hit. And incomplete.
He had pressure on him like flies to fly paper. There was no way he's going to get that pass off very well. It's just thrown into the ground at the feet of the receiver, Cullivan. Here's the replay. Got a shirt tail grab behind him by number 85, Jim Glue. And it was that foiled the play.
Right tackle for the Tigers. 2:04 to go. That far away from a state championship for the Galion Tigers. First time I said it, I shouldn't have said it. Shouldn't have said it. Third down. Bunches. They have to go all the way down to the 44. Pelini back. Looking, has time. Now runs out of time. The ball is batted away.
J.R. Eiler. Nice coverage. Mr. Eiler.
Flag. No. That was a towel. That's a towel.
Don't do that to me, Doyle. Let's watch. J.R. Eiler did very well covering the pass play this time. Not that he doesn't other times, but it's exceptionally important here as he hits hard and well-timed, passes incomplete.
Do you suppose Galion tonight would be the place to be?
If you like
If you wanted
parties,
to party.
I was saying earlier, I kind of feel sorry for the Galion Police Department guarding everything while everybody from Galion's down here in Columbus think what they've got to look forward to tonight.
It's 4th down and 18.
The Ohio State Buckeye fans party on High Street. Well, it'll be the Harding Way East Bash tonight in Galion.
All right, it is 4th down, and this is it for Cardinal Mooney. 4th down and 18. Timeout in the field. Let's see what happens. It's 4th down, 18 yards to go. 1:58 to go in the ball game. The Tigers got the Galion flag. Here we go. This is it. Defense loosens up. Pelini, the quarterback, drops back to pass. Has time, looks, throws, caught, but not enough for the first down, and Galion takes over.
Todd Eagle, number 22 at the hit.
The Tigers take over, and barring any kind of a mistake, we have a Division II state championship.
Doyle, the Heroes have just left the field.
They have.
Defense making room for the offense to come on the field and finally score a touchdown midway through the 4th quarter.
So here's the time is 1:49. Power I formation. Here's a give. Mike Ramey has a hole. He gets through the line for about 3 or 4 yards. Mooney will have to start trying to stop the clock. Clock running, 1:36 to go. Toops coming into the game for the Tigers. 1:23. You see the time remaining. 1 first down. It's 2nd down and 6. Here's a give. Ramey again. Off that between right guard and tackle, between Dybek and Campbell. He gets a couple. Now I think they'll call a timeout. Mooney calls a timeout with 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. It's Galion 6, Mooney nothing. We'll be right back. Third down, 4 yards to go. 1 minute and 10 seconds.
You know, we've been following the Galion Tigers ever since the Bucyrus game, and in each game there's been something new to please me as I watch high school football. These Galion Tigers, something different happens each week, and something comes together for them to pull things out. It's really been fun to watch this game.
High formation, ends in tight. Here's the give. Johnson keeps it. Keeps the ball, goes, and he's close to the first down. And Tybee comes out of the huddle. He comes flying out of there. Let's see where they mark it. If it's a first down. Ooh, they marked it back. It'll be 4th down and less than a yard. And Vince Catano says, let's go. None of this punting stuff. Do not want this punting stuff. Let's go for it all right here. And now Galion calls a timeout. They don't want a penalty. Wisely, Mike Ramey calls a timeout. Let's look at it.
Here's the replay. Johnson going back, rolling, finds the hole off the right end, gets some good blocks, and just penetrates barely for the barely enough for the first down. So
I tell you, where I saw him go down and where they placed the ball, I think that was a little bad placement there. It's 4th down and inches to go. And the coach is sending in. Now the coach is coming out to talk to his players.
This would be a very difficult decision to make if I were a coach.
And I tell you what, Lee Owens is. I'm speculating is what he's telling the players. This is okay. This is it, guys. Now Galion, the referee has hacked it into time, so they're going to have to hurry. Lee Owens goes off the field, and they're going for it. They make a first down. They've got it. High formation. Carl Johnson gives the ball to Manette. First down.
Clock's down to 30 seconds. 1st and 10.
Jay, we have all year long have had a Wendy's Player of the Game. And we want to announce right now that our Player of the Year is Rob Manette. And although in the playoffs he's been fairly stymied, he got him here, along with the offense, defense, and everybody else. But Rob Manette is our Wendy's Player of the Year.
And he's been leading them to a perfect season in 1985.
Rob Manette is a safety man. Carl Johnson will fall down. That's all. 5, 4, 3. It's over, folks. Galion Tigers, Division II state champions.
Yes, sir. A perfect 10-0 season. And a shutout to boot.
There was a moment where Devlin Culliver was down with his hands on his knees, and a Galion player went over, and I think it was Ritter, went over and talked to him. Now the two teams are shaking hands, and can you believe it? The Galion Tigers football team and 8,000 fans have brought a state championship to Crawford County and to Galion. And Carl Johnson now has the game football, and he is dancing around. And let's see if the Galion Tigers go. They're wrestling on the ground and everything else. And they are extremely ecstatic.
I look for Coach Owens to be hoisted onto somebody's shoulders here pretty soon.
And I think there'll be a lot of wet players, too. And, of course, Mooney, very dejected. They played a heck of a game. It came down, and mistakes did not play the important role in this game.
There were 2 fumbles, one for each team, but they did not affect the outcome whatsoever.
But again, as Harvey, our statistician, pointed out, in the 4th quarter, Mooney only had the ball a little under 2 minutes. So again, the Galion defense. Hold that Tiger across the way.
Penalties not affecting the game at all. 40 yards, 5 flags for Mooney, and 4 flags, 15 yards. 3 flags, 15 yards for Galion. Galion had the ball for 10 minutes in the 4th quarter. Mooney a minute 47.
It's truly amazing. Well, we'll be back and take a look at the stats of this game. And again, now you can look at the coaches from upstairs have come down, and there goes a clip.
They don't need the scouting reports anymore.
No more scouting reports. They're hugging the players, and the coaches just wrestled each other to the ground. Fantastic. Now the Galion Tigers are going to go out in their circle, and they will be doing their calisthenics. And they do it well-deserved. It's been a tremendous season. And for the young coach, Lee Owens, what a capper to a season. And these guys, the Galion Tigers, have been something else. And their defense has been their mainstay throughout the season.
They can't even get organized to do jumping jacks.
Who cares? Carl Johnson's got that game ball, and he is not letting it go. Doing a couple of high fives with a few players and enjoying it. There go the Callies. Here they go in. There's the 12th man. Galion Tiger fans. And I tell you, there has not one Galion fan who has left Ohio Stadium. They will be here for a while to celebrate this victory.
Savor the moment.
Back at the 40-yard line. Well, it's all right. It's too late. There was one coach who was kneeling down, thanking someone.
We at TV 22 are very proud and happy.
Now, watch the Tigers. They're going to start down at this end of the track, and they're going over to thank their fans. They're saying, thank you, fans.
To warm up for the next game already. That'll give the next team a taste of what it might be like.
The other teams are out, and they'll be warming up. Well, as we said, we'll be back and take a quick look at the stats that made this all possible. The Galion Tigers, Division II state champions, Cocoa Way.
We talked about it being an evenly played game. It was 0-0 first quarter, 0-0 halftime, and the same at the end of the 3rd quarter, but it was 6-0 at the end of the game. But Galion comes up 2 yards shy of Mooney when he comes down to the total offensive score. 255 total offensive yards for the Tigers, 257 yards for the Mooney Cardinals. 134 rushing yards for Galion, 121 yards in passing. Carl Johnson ends the game 8 of 15, I do believe. For Mooney, 110 yards in passing, 147 yards in rushing, and again for 257 total offensive yards for the Cardinals.
And I still haven't, well now, just now, the Galion fans are starting to make their way toward the exits, but they want to savor this. And I'll tell you what, they're going to savor it all weekend in Galion. You can go over there anytime and party.
Look at the
I don't care
long
where
line
you
of
go.
cars going up 23.
Right. John will have to go and listen to his pastor preach about it. But they'll talk long and hard, but it's been a grand and glorious football season, and it's been a capper for TV 22, and we've been exceedingly happy to be a part of this thing, and thanks to the Galion Tigers for bringing us this far and giving us the opportunity to be at Ohio Stadium to do a football game, Jay.
Certainly a milestone in both our broadcasting careers, is it not?
Anyhow, thanks to everybody who has helped, and we'll start out with the 2 most important guys that we had out there today getting you those pictures, and that's Bill Alonis and Dan Johns. They did an absolutely superb job. and Bill Fogel, who gave us those replays all during the game, and John Michaels, who was in there driving himself batty, trying to give you the shots too. And Jay and I want to thank our whole crew all season long who have done a good job. But we're back in basketball season. Harvey, our statistician, who I think is as happy as anybody has, and it's just been a great effort all year long. And everybody else that's helped us down through the years, and the fans who have said they've appreciated our coverage, we appreciate them too.
You know, one quick thing I'd like to add is that I'm kind of thankful that nobody got injured in the game. A lot of times you see injuries in a football game, and it's really nice that the team can come all this way and not have any injuries in a game like this.
Except the water boy.
Except the water boy. Unfortunately,
but he came back. He was all right. Yeah, he was all right.
He did come back.
Our man on the sideline said he was all right. He's been with him the whole game. So we are going to say goodbye from Columbus. Galion, savor your victory. It was a great one. And thanks to everybody. Good night, everyone.
So long.